Hi everyone, good evening and welcome to this session on the form filling which is for AILET 2027. I'm sure you all are aware. AILET, which stands for All India Law Entrance Test, it is for admissions to the National Law University. Okay, so the name is common for both the PG and the UG program and other programs as well, but we will look at how to fill the undergraduate course application. Okay, so basically the 5-year LLB program. I'll help you understand step by step how to fill the application form. But before I go ahead and demonstrate how one should be filling the AILET 2027 application form, it is very important for you to go through the instructions. All of that is also given on the official portal, which is National Law University Delhi.in. But I'm going to do a walkthrough of the important instructions which everybody has to take care of. The first and foremost is about the name. Remember, when we were filling the CLAT application form, it was clearly instructed that your name should be as per your class 12 certificate. And I had explained over there how you'll go ahead with that, because most of you do not have yet applied or got admit card or any document related to class 12 as such. But when it comes to AILET, it is as per your name, as per your class 10th certificate. Okay, so class 10 or equivalent means class 10th over here. So when you are applying for National University Delhi through AILET 2027 application form, you will be just typing your name as it appears in your class 10th certificate. Okay, board mark sheet that you will be applying over here. Now, there is one particular instruction which has been given by National University Delhi in this regard. For those students whose name has several initials, they have to leave one blank after each of them. So let's say if I talk about my name is K.A. Kumar and I put K.A. Kumar, I don't have to put dots over here. I'll simply write K, we'll put a space, A, we'll put a space and write Kumar. Okay, so that's an instruction which has come directly from the National University, this time in the application form, which you have to be very, very careful about. So that you have to follow. This you shouldn't be missing out. Okay, and this is specifically for those students who have several initials. Next instruction is about the OBC class students and the other backward classes students and the economically weaker section category students. For the OBC category, remember the benefit of reservation is available only to those who are from the non-creamy layer. Okay, so you need a valid OBC non-creamy layer certificate issued by a competent authority under the central list, which means Government of India ka list mein aapka caste hona chahiye, or it should be as per under the Delhi state list of OBCs. Okay, so this is very, very important. So only 2 certificates are valid in case you are claiming reservation for the OBC category non-creamy layer. Either your certificate has been issued under the central list or Delhi state list. But also remember the fact that this certificate should have been issued on or after 1st of April 2026. And the same rule applies to the economically weaker section category students. They also have to ensure that their certificate has been issued on or after 1st of April 2026, because for both these categories the certificate is issued based on income criteria. So the renewal happens every year post 31st March. So you should have your certificate issued on or after 1st of April 2026. That is something which you have to take care of. Next is about the photograph. Now, this instruction is applicable to every student around the photograph. Of course, you will have an image of your photograph. Now, you can either stand in front of the wall, ask somebody to take that photograph. Don't take a selfie, by the way. Or you can scan a photograph itself. So you can place a photograph on a table and then you can take scan of that. Remember, the size should not go beyond 1 MB, and the formats which are allowed is JPG, and PNG. Now, one instruction you should not forget is, even when you are scanning the photograph, keep 2 copies of that photograph. Or if you are taking a camera shot, asking somebody to do that for you, you have to preserve 2 copies of the photographs, which means you have to also get it printed, because the same will be required to be pasted on the admit card and even during the counseling process if you are selected for National Law University Delhi. So don't forget this. You have to also preserve 2 copies of your photograph. So don't go ahead and simply upload something here and later go and paste something else. This is a clear instruction given by NLU Delhi as far as AILET application is concerned. Next, of course, is signature. You can use the same signature which you might have already uploaded in the CLAT application form. The specification is very clear. The size should be less than 1 MB, and use blue or black ballpoint pen. Type your signature in a box of 6 centimeter, 3 centimeter width and height, and then scan and upload the same. JPG, PNG format is allowed for the same. So these are some instructions which every candidate has to follow. Now, talking about the documents, at this point of time, most of the students do not need to upload any document. But what is required is photograph, scan copy of your signature. In case you are from the below poverty line, very low income category student, then you have to have your certificate ready, because that is the documents are required. Passport, if you are applying under the foreign national category, copy of the passport. And in case you are applying as a PWD candidate, then you have to upload the certificate, the copy of the certificate over here. The maximum size given for the certificates is 2 MB, whereas for photograph and signature is 1 MB. It's okay. So have all your documents ready in one place, whichever document is applicable to you, and then start filling the application form. Okay. Now, what do you do when you have to apply for National Law University Delhi? Of course, we'll go to the website, their portal, which is National Law University Delhi.in, and this is where all the action will happen. Okay, so this is where all the action will happen as far as NLU Delhi application is concerned. So the moment you go to this web page, you can see like on the screen, you'll see the web page like this, and on the right hand side you'll see the registration tab. Click here to register for AILET 2027. I'll just take a 30-second excuse over here because I'm not able to type. So I'll reconnect my presentation once again and I'll try once again. Otherwise, it's a very simple application form. You don't need to worry too much around it actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try once again, upload my presentation over here, and that should definitely help. So just give me another few seconds. Okay. So this is where the platform where you have to go and apply for. So you can see over here on the page, you'll see click here to register for AILET 2027. The first part always is to register. It is not the direct application form. The moment you click over here, a new page will open up, which will be like this: AILET 2027 registration. AILET registration is currently open. That statement is given over here. What you have to do is you have to type your name over here. You have to enter your email ID. Now, you should be very particular about your email ID over here, because this also is your login ID. Okay, so till the time admission gets completed, this is also your login ID on the AILET platform, National Law University Delhi platform. And from the drop down over here, select applicant type. You have to select whether you are an Indian applicant type, or you are a foreign national, OCI or PIO. Okay. Now, why they are asking this? Because if you are applying under OCI, overseas citizens of India, person of Indian origin, or as a foreign national, just in case it applies to you, you are exempted from taking the AILET. That's a different process. You will fill the form, but that's a different process of admission. So for most of the students, the applicable point here is to select Indian from the drop down, and then you click over here, which is register. Now, once you click on register, a pop-up will appear on the screen and it will say, you are registering as an Indian national candidate for AILET 2027. Please confirm your action. So what you will do, you'll click on OK if that's correct, and you'll get a confirmation, registered successfully. Okay. In the background, you'll see your name, your email ID, your applicant type as Indian, and you'll see this pop-up coming over here, registered successfully. Now, once this part is complete, You'll come back to the login page once again. So here you will type your username, which is your email ID, and you have to type your password. Now, where do you get the password? So, your email ID, the one email ID which you put over here as part of the registration, you will receive an email from National University Delhi. Immediately, you'll receive an email. If in case you are not able to find it in your inbox, check your spam as well. You will receive within seconds your email ID, which is also your registered login ID, and you'll receive a password in numbers, in digits. Okay. What you'll do is when you log in over here, then it will first ask you to change the password. So there's a force change password process. You'll type your new password, you'll retype your new password, which you should definitely remember, and then click over here, change password. Now, what happens again? You go back to the login page once again. So to and fro will happen twice. You go back to the login page. Now you'll type the email ID and you'll type the password which you have created. Now this becomes your password now, and click on login. Now the application process actually begins. So far, it was all about registration, receiving the password, force password change. Now the actual action will begin. So what you'll be getting on screen right now, once you click on login, is you'll have to select the program, because AILET PG also happens on the same day. So they have given the application in that manner. What you'll do is you'll select over here the UG program. Okay. So you will select the apply for UG course, as you can see in the middle of the screen. And once you select apply for UG course, you'll get this screen right in front of you, where you can see your application number, your candidate name is not updated yet, date of birth is not updated, program applied. You should definitely look at this carefully. That should reflect BA LLB honors. Rest everything, your email ID will be displayed over here. What you will do is you'll click on submit application form. Okay, you'll click on submit application form and then move ahead. Now the action begins here. The first part of the application form is to give your personal details, which begins with your photograph upload. You'll see your application number here. You'll see your email ID, which is your login ID. The first step is to upload your photograph. The second step is to upload your scanned copy of the signature. Then you will type your name as it appears in your class 10 certificate. Okay, you will type the name as it is, and remember the instruction: if you have initials, use initials, then leave a space. Date of birth, the moment you click on this over here in this space, calendar will pop up. From the calendar, you will type your date of birth over here. From the drop down, you'll select your gender over here, male, female, or transgender. Religion is asked in the AILET application form every year. So whether you are a Hindu, you are a Buddhist, you are a Muslim, Sikh, Christian, there are 7-8 different religions listed. You will select appropriately whichever applies to you. Nationality comes pre-filled because we have already done that as part of the registrant as select applicant type. You have to type your mobile number over here, and from the drop down, you'll select your category. Now, category, you'll have general, you'll have EWS, you'll have OBC non-creamy layer, you'll have SC, you'll have ST over here. So the 5 categories will be listed over here. You'll select whichever is applicable to you. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier in the CLAD application form process, it's a good practice to save draft at regular intervals. Okay. So whatever you have typed so far, whatever you filled so far will remain there. It will not get deleted, even if there is an internet malfunction, whatever it happens. Okay. Next in that itself is when you are filling the personal detail, there is a specific question related to the candidates who belong to the PWD category, physically challenged categories. So are you a PWD candidate? So yes or no. If you select no, you'll move on. If you select yes, more than or equal to 40% disability, then the question will pop up. Do you need a scribe? Yes or no? Nothing else. You have to simply answer yes or no. Aapko scribe chahiye, nahi chahiye during the examination. In case you have selected PWD, you belong to this category, you have to upload your PWD certificate over here. On this page itself, you have to select your test center cities. Okay, 3 cities have to be selected. AILET happens in very limited cities, around 20 cities across the country, unlike CLAT, which generally reaches 100 cities. Here it is about 20, 21 odd cities. So be careful while you are selecting, because the exam is happening on 13th of December. Next day, you might have your pre-board. So don't take too far a center. Don't select too far a city. Select which is nearest. And if the city you reside in listed over here, there's nothing better than that. Okay. So you'll have to give 3 choices. You'll click save as draft, and then we'll move on. The personal details part is complete. We'll move on to contact details. Now, contact details is where you have to provide your address, the communication address. And remember, no communication happens physically. Everything will be on email or mobile number, but still they ask this part. So you'll type your residence address line 1, address line 2. They are mandatory. You have to provide information about your city. You have to type your district name. State you'll be selecting from the drop down. Only state can be selected from the drop down. Country you have to type over here. Pin code you have to type over here. I'm really surprised why they are asking candidates to type country, because they've already, this might be applicable for the foreign nationals, OCI, PIO actually. But once I've selected Indian, I think they should have pre-filled it, but that's okay. You type it over there. Next here, you'll see, is your permanent address the same as your current address? Now, if you select yes, nothing happens. Save as draft and move on. Next step, family details. But if you select no, then you have to type your permanent address. Okay. So once I have completed this part, what I'll do is I'll save as draft and move on to the next part, which is family details. Now, in the family details part of the application form, you have to provide details about your father and mother. So you have to type their name over here, father's name over here, then occupation of father. Everything has to be typed except for the annual income, which you have to select from the drop down. You have to type your father's mobile number. From the drop down, you'll be selecting the father's annual income in lakhs per annum. Nil ka bhi option hai. You have an option as nil if they are retired, not earning anymore, that you can put over there. Father's email ID is required and office address is required. While it is mandatory, if your dad is retired, no longer going to office, you can simply put NA and move on. That's not a problem, which I did while filling just a short while ago. Similarly, you have to provide details about your mom, mother's name, occupation, mobile number, office address in case she is working, mother's email ID, and you have to also select from the drop down the annual income of your mom actually in lakhs per annum. So then what we do is usual practice, save as draft, move to the next part, which is academic qualification. This is where I have to fill details about my class 10th and my class 12th. First, let's look at class 10th part. So you have to type the name of your school, or in case it was a college, as far as class 10th is concerned. In some states, you have those junior colleges. Then name of the examination board, CBSC, ISC, IGCSE, whatever it is, UP State Board, you'll type the actual name of the board over here. In which year you completed your class 10th, which year you passed your class 10th, you'll select from the drop down. In most cases, this will turn out to be 2025. You will select from the drop down 2025. You would have completed in 25, and hence you'll be appearing for your board examinations in the coming February, March. Then what was the grading system, CGPA or percentage? Now, most students will have percentage. Earlier in some of the years, we did had CGPA in some cases. Some boards still retain CGPA method. So what is the maximum marks? What was the marks you have obtained? This will not auto calculate your percentage. You have to type your percentage over here. So आपको अपना percentage यहाँ पर type करना पड़ेगा. Please understand that. Similarly, you have to fill details for your class 12. Now, name of the school or college where you are studying as far as your class 12th is concerned, or if you have already completed your class 12, whatever it is, you have to type the name of the school, college, you have to type the name of the examination board, CBSC, ISC, whatever it is, the year of passing or appearing. So from the drop down, you'll have an option of appearing right on top, and then the years will be listed. If you have already passed, you'll simply select the year of passing. Let's say somebody is a retaker. So they have already completed your class 12th in 2026. You have already got your marks. You'll select 2026 or 25, whatever the case applies to you. For the students who are in class 12th who will be appearing for the board exams in February, March, you will select appearing. Then you have to select the grading system, CGPA or percentage. What was the maximum marks of the entire paper? Don't go for best 5 or anything like that. Go for the aggregate marks. So if you appeared with 6 paper, total turns out to be 600, and you are marked out of 600, select 6, type 600 over here. Marks obtained, the total of the marks across every subject, the cumulative one you will type over here. What has been the percentage of marks or CGPA, and what is your stream? Look at this. This is not mandatory because a lot of students are freshers. They are appearing candidates. They'll be appearing for the board exams in the next year. So for you, there's nothing which is available as percentage. So here, maximum mark, grading system, obtained, marks obtained, and all these are not mandatory. But stream selection is mandatory. Which stream? Science, commerce, humanities, that you have to mention over here. We'll go for the next step, which is save as draft, and we come to the final part of the application, which is declaration. Declaration means you are saying to National Law University Delhi that whatever information I have provided in the application form is true and correct in all aspects. मेरा photo सही है, मेरा signature authentic है. At any point of time, if it is found that I have concealed any information or I have given wrong information, untrue information, then my candidature can be cancelled, admission to the program will be cancelled, and the university will follow rules and regulation accordingly. Okay, so you'll click on the checkbox over here, and then you'll click over submit application form. Submit application form, you'll get a screen like this. You will see your application number, you'll see your photograph, you'll see your signature which you have uploaded, your name, your date of birth, program applied as BLLB honors, category will be visible over here, your email ID will be visible over here, and the action visible will be application fee pending. So the complete submission happens when you make the payment. Okay, the complete submission happens. Now, if you have not made the payment and you log in next time, you'll also have the option to delete the application in case you realize I have done some mistake. So that option will be available. But once you make the payment, then you cannot delete your application. It is submitted. So if you realize any mistake is there, then you'll have to restart the application process, and you'll definitely find it difficult because your credentials have already been used. Your email ID, mobile number have already been used. It will not allow in that case. Okay, so just be careful. This is not a difficult form. This is an easy form. All you have to ensure is you are careful while submitting the application form. It will hardly take 10-15 minutes if your documents are ready, and 10-15 minutes because you have to be careful. Otherwise, it's a 5-minute job, nothing else actually. So just remember this part, and just follow the instructions which NLU Delhi has given or which I have just shared with you. So that will help you fill the application form. So that's as simple as it is actually. So I'll wait for a couple of seconds just in case you have any query related to the AILET application. I will definitely respond to that. So far, I can see in the comment box, there are no queries. Most of the students I know would be in their respective classes at this point of time. So they would not be attending live, but they'll definitely watch this later. Okay. So I think that's all. Thank you so much for joining in. And just a reminder, CLAD application form is already live. It went live on Monday. I have already done a detailed session on how to go step by step as far as application form is concerned. How do you upload your certificates, everything, what are required. I have already done that actually. So that video you should definitely watch. It's available on this platform. For class 10, nothing is to be uploaded. Nothing is to be uploaded at this point of time, except for those students who belong to the PWD category. They'll have to upload their certificate. Otherwise, nobody is required to upload anything right now. And mark sheets are not required to be uploaded. All that will be required at the time of admission if you have selected. There's no clear instruction about the percentage of marks. Anyways, they are not looking at that actually. So if in case you have given 6 papers in your board exam and every paper was about 100 marks, take total as 600, and whatever you scored out of that 600, you should mention that and you should accordingly convert your percentage. Okay, so just go ahead with aggregate of all these subjects. Okay, don't become selective, 5 paper, 4 paper. Just go ahead, aggregate of all subjects. Okay. We have already posted in the comment box the CLAT 2027 form filling guide, the video which I had done earlier. So you definitely watch before you go ahead and fill that. That form is slightly longer, unlike this one that is longer. Okay, thank you so much. Hope you are clear about how to fill the application form. I'll catch you next time in some another session.